What's going on, guys? Welcome to another Final Fantasy VFX's video, and this video has been brought to you by a request of a viewer. So if you have requests for videos, make sure to leave them in the comment section down below. So before we begin, don't fret, there will be no limited time units, there will be no seasonal units or anything like that in this video. So anyways, let's get into our first pick of the 5, and this is no priority, there's no tier list, it's all 5 of them are just equally decent. So while Deus STMR usually doesn't work with global exclusive or global original units all that much, they'll still work with everybody else. Plus it gives really good HP, really good attack, and also like I said, this will still work with some units. So, you know, getting 100 times modifier for, you know, some of your units that you may like using, this will be a good option. So this is definitely one of 5 of the units that I would pick. So, alright, let's move on to the next one. One that you may have pulled quite a few of, Pos. So her STMR is still very valuable, especially if you don't have, for example, a lot of the newer global original units have an EX2 or whatever you want to call it. You can get 400%, but you may not be at EX2 just yet. So this will be able to hold you over 200% mag TDH. So if you're only equipping one weapon, this was definitely good for you. For a mage, that's definitely a very good option. So you may already have one of these, but I think it's worth having multiple copies, just because it's always worth handy. And of course, in Dark Visions or Clash of Wills, you may have having more than one mage, and you may want to have one of these laying around or 2 of these laying around, you know. So moving on, this came up recently from the last Clash of Wills, for example, where people like to have this. So this armor is very good and definitely very valuable, especially since anyone can equip this. Just the only part where they can't get is this part. But if you're a tank, you'll be able to have this physical tank. I mean, you'll be able to get 500 flat defense, which is pretty unique and rare because usually these flat stats are tied to a unit name only specifically, but this one's very unique because it actually is just for physical tanks. This is definitely very good, one of the best stat items in the game for sure for tanks, physical tanks. Even, you know, just a provoker would like to have this too. So definitely very valuable on this Fledgling Warriors STMR here. I made sure to get 2 copies myself. Here's one that you may not want as badly, but it's still very valuable, is the Crystal Gloves. They give 75% LB damage. Only physical attackers can use it, but I mean, you'd only want to equip it on a physical attacker, right? So 85 attack, which is pretty high, and 75% LB damage, very good. It helps squeezing out that little bit of LB damage you might need. Like, oh, all my other slots are filled with killers. Now this glove will help me out, because it's actually happened to me several times. So, and the last one is going to be Cloud Strife, and this is the newer one, not the old one, although the old one you may argue as well is getting multiple of his STMR as well, but you may already have 2 or 3 copies of his STMR since he's the first Neo Vision in the game. So I wanted to include the new one instead, because his STMR is 140 attack, and there's no restrictions. Unlike some of the other ones we've been talking about, there's absolutely no restrictions on this one. So anyone can get that 140 attack, and you also get 100% TDH. Some units have been getting in with only 300% TDH, so this will help out squeeze it another 100% on 140 attack close. So very good. If they can equip close, they'll get 100% TDH, no restrictions. So that's it, guys. That's gonna be it. You might be wondering why there's no global original units in here, because most times their STMR really only works for them. It's just their stats are just okay, but most of them are weapons, and weapons are not as good to get multiple copies of. Not nowadays. Back in the day, like, oh, getting 2 Esther STMRs is fine, but nowadays we're getting so many weapons and things that's just not really worth it. And also they are expanding the Dark Vision 2 in the lineup. I'm going to be talking about them specifically in another video very shortly, I'm sure. Maybe in the same day. There's more Dark Vision weapons coming, guys. So if you already got your katana, I think it's time to save up for the next batch, because there's definitely one of them in there you guys will definitely be wanting. So make sure to look for that video. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comment section down below if you got any of these multiple STMRs already, or you are persuaded to maybe start looking for them. Thank you guys very much for watching. Appreciate you. I'll see you in the very next video. Peace.